In part two of definitions, what we're going to discuss is a couple of features that you can actually change around in here. And actually, you can kind of create your own usage of a definition in a service package. So let's take a typical thing that happens with a lot of people here. Here we have a ticket for Mr. George Jackson with this F-150. I'm going to open it up, and we're going to do a steering tie rod. Now, when I go and look to my online catalog, matter of fact, let's just open this up first. You see it has steering tie rod is the definition. Okay, so when I go to my catalog and it starts to pull it up, you'll notice in here they'll have inner and outer. So it has both. If I go back and look at what it's searching for, the criteria, see it's just looking for tie rod. Now I can change it here to look for inner or outer, or I can filter it here in this filter box. Now again, this just happens to be what they call a ePart expert style of catalog, which covers the vast majority of the catalogs that you're going to use. Okay. So what if I want to actually have a package for an inner and a package for an outer? So I don't have to filter or change my search. Let's go see how that works. So I want to go back to my setup, to my services, to this particular service. So I'm going to go home, setup. Now again, if I'm in an enterprise situation, I'm going to go to the enterprise and do this. If I'm at a single location, then I can do it at the single location. So either way, it still works the same. So I go to services, and let's go into steering and suspension here and go look up the job. All right, so I have my steering tie rod job. Now I want to have one that's an inner, one that's an outer. I'm just going to go change the title just a little bit here, and we're just going to call this an inner. But I need to go open this part line up and go to my lookup criteria. So you see it says tie rod. So we're going to override. I'm going to click. I'm going to delete. Add ePart expert. And I'm just going to go inner tie rod. Now you'll notice the Napa one, it goes by category. Now, usually with Napa, category is about your best way to search in here. Because if you try to do it for a particular item, it's going to ask you a year, make, model of vehicle, which makes it pretty hard sometimes. That's why you'll see this quite common in here, this category. But if I go in and delete this and want to go put something back for Napa, and if I do a keyword search and I hit search, the first thing it's going to ask me is, I just put in a tie rod here, for example. It's going to ask you what vehicle you're working on. So, that can be quite a broad spectrum. So what you'll see a lot of times in here is category search. Break it down by a specific category, then a subcategory. So here we've made this one the inner. The inner. Okay, we'll just call that inner there. Now, I'm going to save it. And I'm just going to duplicate it. Right click, duplicate. I'm going to change it up. Now this one's going to be the outer. Outer. And we're going to change the criteria on this one here. So it's going to be outer tie run. Let's go see how it works. Still using the same definition. I just changed the lookup criteria on this particular one. All right, let's go back to our work order. Here was our original. I'm going to go add. Enter. And the outer. So let's go see what we find. So you see inner only. Don't have to go filtering or searching through a bunch of stuff here. It's the inner only. Go back to this one. Outer only. So you can kind of change your definition in there in the search. You want to be very careful with this. Try it out. Make sure it's going to work first. Okay, always test it out on a vehicle. Make sure it's what you want. The second thing you can actually use the definitions for is items that you don't necessarily look up online. Maybe you have a bunch of stuff in inventory that you would not have a online search for, but I have a group of items that maybe I do carry in inventory that I'm always looking up or have to go pull. So in this system, what I did was I actually set up a package in here under electrical for some side markers. So I have a package in here for markers. There you go. Replace marker lamps. There we go. So I work on some trailers once in a while, and I carry some marker lamps in stock, and it could be some amber ones, could be some red ones, different sizes, things like that. So when they come in, I have a package here with a line marker lamp. Let's go open the line up. But you see there's no definition. So what that means is whenever I go to inventory and search for it, it's going to take across the description. So I go to inventory. Nothing shows up. Nothing shows up. And let me show you why. See, it's pulling the description. Okay. Well, I have some amber ones. Part number AMB. Let's get rid of marker lamp. Hit search. See, there's my amber ones. See, one of them, whoever entered this, they set it up as a 2-inch amber marker light. Then this one is a 4-inch amber lamp. Neither one of these are called marker lamp. I have some red ones in here too. See, that's just a 2-inch red lamp. So it's very inconsistent in the description. Okay. What I want to do is I want to have a consistent way to pull them all up at one time and then pick what I want to use. So let's get out of here. Save that. Let's go back to our setup. So what I'm going to do is go to my services here. Go to electrical. Go and look for that job. And we're going to go find this definition. I open the line. Let's go search for a definition. Let's just type in marker and see what comes up. I've got all kinds of variations here of markers. And I can use just about anything I want in here. Maybe parking side marker. I just use that one right there. I could even use paint marker if I wanted to, or a non-permanent marker. So I bring that back. Now let's go look at the criteria. See, there is no lookup criteria for that. So we're not going to the catalogs. We're just going to use it for inventory. But see, now I'm going to have something that's going to be consistent. Don't even need to look it up online. So we're going to hit OK. So what I want to do here is I want to go to my inventory and set those items in inventory with the exact same definition. Exact same definition. So we go to inventory. We're going to go search. We're going to go look for those amber ones here. There they are. And we're going to go look for that same definition. There it is. Now, since I'm going to do more than one, I'm just going to copy and paste here, or maybe I could do it as a batch update, whatever you like. But what I want to do is consistently use the same definition for them all. Well, didn't come across. Now we'll go do the red one. So now all three of these will have the same definition. Let's go see how this works on a work order now. So we'll go back. We're going to go add that job. Click on the lamp, right click. We're going to jump to inventory. See, immediately pulls them up. And if you kind of look closely, all three of them have three different descriptions. Nothing consistent here. And that happens a lot in inventory because you have different people entering parts and they might think of it as one way and another person another. But by having a consistent definition, see, it makes it easy to find. And I said, well, hey, I need maybe one of these. There we go. So you can utilize definitions in inventory. You can utilize definitions for looking up parts online. It just depends on, what you need. Use the system for a while when you first get it, see how it's going to work, and then you can come in and start changing things up. Just be careful with what you change. So those are some extra features for definitions. Hopefully you get a lot out of them.